Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Morrow and the Little One here on Metalopolis. This is taken from the Team Liquid Invitational that happened over the weekend of March 27th during the beta. I hope you guys enjoy this replay. I'm really happy to get a lot of high-level replays coming up in this particular weekend, as I was starting to run a little bit bare, especially after the latest patch. So Team Liquid hosting a tournament, inviting a lot of really high-level players in order to play and just be able to balance out this latest set of matches. Right off the bat, we have the Little One now going to go ahead and just use this Overlord to do some scouting to see if it is in fact going to be a close spawn, and it is in fact not going to be a close spawn, as we have the Little One spawning at the 3 o'clock position, and Morrow spawning over here at the 9 o'clock position. Give me one moment. Alright, gonna go ahead and start up this replay once again. And Morrow now just going for that early supply depot, not using it to wall off. That is a little bit surprising, as Zerg generally like to rush in fairly quickly. Lowering that supply depot, that's a little bit strange, but perhaps he just wants to get that in position. Taking a look back at Morrow right now. Morrow finally getting that barracks, making sure to get an SCV before that barracks, and now going ahead and go out and scout with that SCV. Taking a look at the Little One. Little One may be trying to go for a 14 hatchery, and that looks to be the case, and will in fact be going for a 14 hatchery, just waiting for those minerals to come in, and because it is in fact not a close spawn, is able to do that. Taking a look back over here, coming back over here, we have a drone able to quickly scout out, so both players, or at least the Little One, knowing that it is going to be a cross spawn, and we'll see how he tries to respond to a cross spawn on Metalopolis. Hatchery is going to be up and running in just a moment. Spawning pool should be built in just a moment as well, so that there is not going to be too much of a delay in terms of how much in the tech. Waiting for that spawning pool. Yeah, spawning pool being built over here instead of behind those minerals, as I normally see a lot of Zerg players do. Little One now moving out with this Overlord. Perhaps the Overlord will try to sit in this position, trying to keep track of both of these rich mineral field patches, making sure that no one tries to grab them prematurely. Taking a look in the base of the Little One getting an extractor, so not too much to really read from the Little One strategy at this point in the game. Hatchery is in fact down. We'll see if a single SCV or a single drone coming in. Oh, nicely done! Getting a Vespian Geyser down, and then using that Vespian Geyser to cancel that one particular drone, so that drone was not going to get killed. So very nicely done by the Little One. Two Marines now going to try to shoot it down though, but still offering a little bit of sight, just long enough to know that Morrow is in fact trying to get a hatchery. It's not a hatchery, a command center. Drone now getting splatted by that one Marine. So 3 Marines in position. Perhaps we'll see a bunker be brought into play as well. Supply depots being put down here and here, perhaps being able to use to raise and lower just in case any Zerglings try to come in or out through that single position. Now we have an SCV trying escaping from those Zerglings. Those Zerglings moving at the same speed as that SCV essentially when they're not on that creep, and that SCV should be able to get away with no particular issue. Going to be running into a fair number of Marines, and those Marines will be able to shoot down those Zerglings fairly easily. Coming back over here, supply depots being built on the lower ramp, and now a bunker being built as well. So what that allows Morrow to do is he can quickly move units out, but it's going to make it very difficult for the Little One to try to surround that bunker with Zerglings, especially if he gets another bunker right there, or sorry, another supply depot right there. And the Marine's now going to be popping into that single bunker, and then going to be able to shoot down those Zerglings fairly easily. We'll see if that Zergling is even going to really make it in. Now going after that one low hit point SCV, very nicely done. That Zergling has been able to get at least its worth in mineral cost, getting one SCV kill, but down goes that Zergling. And finally, probably going to have some Marines and a single Marauder go in there as well. No, just pure Marines. Perhaps the Marauder will try to guard over here to slow down any Zergling rushes. Zerglings once again moving back out. Drones being transferred over here to the natural expansion. And we now finally have a tech to tier 2. No roaches though. So Little One skipping roaches, perhaps going to go for Hydralisk or Mutalisk. And rarely ever do I see a Zerg player tech to straight infestors. Now those Zerglings moving very, very quickly, and those Zerglings with that speed boost moving very, very quickly. Another supply depot being dropped into position, and a single Marauder being able to use that concussion missiles to take down a lot of those low hit point units. Also a single Marine in there as well, so those Zerglings will not be able to run around very easily any longer. An additional supply depot being put down, so definitely Zerglings will not be able to take down that bunker very easily. Taking a look, Little One also getting an additional Overlord over here, keeping good track of the map this whole entire game. Taking a look at the site of Little One at this stage in the game. Very, very nicely done. Taking a look back at everyone right now. We have an Overseer cocoon being morphed in. So is that over here? Yeah, Overseer cocoon being morphed in. Perhaps we are going to get a Changeling in order to just do a little bit of scouting. Very nice scouting coming in from the Little One using that Changeling. So gonna go ahead and drop that in. Little One pushing a little bit too far with that Changeling, with that Overseer. I think shouldn't really be moving around with that Overseer in that base that much. Marines are going to be trying to come up, and now Overseer once again moving back away, realizing that there is in fact a fair number of units moving now, and salvaging that one particular supply depot or that bunker, and now also building some additional supply depots over here, so he's going to be able to raise and lower those so that Zerglings would not be able to get in. Taking a look, we have a line of just Marines and Marauders trying to run back, and now the Zerglings going to be trying to come around that far side. Marines and Marauders quickly trying to get back into position in order to fend that off, while Zergling moving quickly across the map as we now have the Overseer coming back to that main base. We do in fact have an infestation pit, so I take it back saying that the infestation pit was not that first unit. Oh, Zergling's quickly doing a surround on the Morrow's Marauder. Marauder unable to use those concussion missiles when it is in fact surrounded, and those Zerglings going to be able to once again surround another Marauder. So those Zerglings doing a very, very good job in order to take down any units that are currently in transition. A couple of Zerglings to that north side, perhaps waiting to see what these Marines and these Marauders are going to be doing. So a large Marine Marauder army against a very, very large there's a couple infestors, and I do not see any banelings yet. I would assume that there is going to be some banelings in order to try to counteract the rest of that army. We'll see how that's going to work, as perhaps we're going to see most likely fungal growths being used to deal damage towards those Marines, and after those Marines try to use a single stim pack, they will get taken down. Taking a look back over here, we have those Marauders and those Marines once again moving back out. We have Zerglings quickly taking down a couple of those Marines, and we'll see how this fight will currently unfold. Infestors able to get that very, very nice using that fungal growth. Those Marauders are just stuck in their tracks, unable to shoot back, and now an infested Swarmig now producing some infested Terrans in order to fight back even further. And those Zerglings just able to continue to fight that. A very large swarm of Zerglings and a single Queen in there as well. Going to be able to get a surround off on those Marauders, and this is a really, really heavy micro-intensive fight as these units continue to just fire back. Marauders trying to use that concussion missile, trying to pick off as many units as they can, but those Zerglings able to deal so much damage. Taking a look at the army size, Morrow sitting on a 1700 army versus the Little One's 1525, but that's a little bit deceptive, as those infestors, as long as they have the energy and that fungal growth, that's going to be very, very difficult for those Marauders to really counteract that. On top of that, a lot of these Marauders no longer have enough hit points in order to do another stim pack. If they do a stim pack, they're just going to get taken down by that fungal growth very, very easily. Zergling's now trying to move out around the field, now going to be revealed by that Zelnaga Watchtower. No, not revealed by that Zelnaga Watchtower. Zergling quickly taking down Morrow's SCV. The SCVs now only have 45 hit points after so many users were doing that strong SCV rush early in the game. Zerglings once again going to come back out. We'll see if we're going to get another, getting another fungal growth on those units, so those units are just standing still taking damage. Perhaps those infestors should probably hide up on that high ground and then be able to use that fungal growth on those Marauders when they're just going to sit there and take damage. We'll see how this really works. Those infestors trying to come back in, trying to perhaps deal a little bit more damage. That infestor very, very low on energy. Zergling's moving very quickly, trying to swarm. Those Marauders going to get taken down though if they're not very careful, losing 20 hit points off of that stim pack. And those Zerglings just dealing so much damage. Fresh Marauders now coming in as well, trying to push back. Currently we have the Little One also setting up an expansion as well, so we'll see how this economic game really works out as those Marauders are doing a little bit of hit and run. down goes a queen. Hydralisk now being used as well. So those Hydralisks are going to be dealing a fair amount of damage. Hydralisk trying to push in. Do we have any? No real room for any additional fungal growth, and those Zerglings trying to get us around. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between the Little One and MorrowT here on Metalopolis.